Many of us walk by the racks at major department stores and like the colors, the fabrics, and styles that we see. However, that is after years of transiting fashion, and more goes into it than you might think.
That's right. Famous designers over the years have helped mold the way we see fashion and how we dress as a society, and each has contributed with their own little touches. But how much do you know about them? So joining us now to give us kind of a history lesson in fashion is our fashion expert and blogger of morethanturquoise.com, Jamie Lewinger.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Good to see you, Jamie.
Hi. Nice
Good
to see
morning.
you guys.
So I'm excited about this. I'm a big fan of history, but I got to tell you, I'm completely ignorant when it comes to fashion history.
I'm ignorant with both.
Well, I kind of had you in mind. I thought I'd do a little history on some of these designers.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many to talk about. I just chose 6 that are sort of iconic.
Okay.
That just to tell you a little 411 on them,
Cool.
a little 30-second 411 on each one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Want to get started?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get started. So I think Coco
Okay.
Chanel up.
Coco
Is that
Chanel.
our first?
Okay.
Okay.
She
Okay.
is considered the most influential designer ever.
Okay.
Really? Wow.
Really.
Okay.
She was born in 1883. She died in 1971. She was orphaned. She was actually raised by nuns.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, and nuns taught her how to sew. Yeah, that's interesting. And so she wanted to be a singer, and she used to sing around the cafes in Paris, but she realized she had this craft, and she was really very good at it. What she's really known for, what she did for us, is she brought women out of the corset. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Coco Chanel.
That's a
And
big
so, yeah, and she's also, so she has this iconic clothing line, this iconic fragrance, cosmetic, handbag line, and she was the first designer ever to have her own, they call it a vanity fragrance, a fragrance named after yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
which is very popular now. Next
That's right.
is
Moving-
Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint Laurent, and if you can't say it, you say YSL.
YSL.
YSL. And so what he started designing very young, he designed for his mother and his sister. He won a design contest in Paris when he was 14 years old. And what happened was Christian Dior spotted him immediately and hired him on the spot.
Wow.
He ended up going to the army, and he served in the army. And when he came back, Dior kind of let him go, and he created his own fashion house. But what he's really known for is 3 instrumental things. He was the first designer. He posed nude back in 1970 in a men's cologne ad, and it shocked the fashion world.
Okay.
He brought menswear to women, made it chic. And he was the first designer to take women of different ethnic backgrounds and make them models.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So both real trendsetters.
Yeah,
in the fashion
absolutely.
world. That's great.
Absolutely.
Both
Let's
are
talk.
deceased.
Yeah.
Both are
Okay.
deceased.
Yeah.
So the rest are all still alive.
So let's talk a little bit more contemporary designers that have made their mark in fashion. What do you got for us?
Well, the next one's Diane von Furstenberg.
Okay.
And born in 1946 in Belgium, we call her Diane von Furstenberg. It's actually Diane von
Okay.
Furstenberg.
Okay.
Diane.
She did not go to school to be a fashion designer. She went to school to study economics. She went to the College of Geneva in Switzerland, and met her soon-to-be prince husband, Egon von Furstenberg. What we know her for is the wrap dress, the knitted wrap dress.
Okay.
And then, you know, and she's this great businesswoman. She has this whole clothing line. She just did that whole Bravo design show on Bravo TV.
Okay.
She's fabulous. The other designer is Calvin Klein.
Okay.
And what he's really, Calvin Klein was born in 1942 in the Bronx. He went to high school at the Art of Design and then graduated from FIT. He created a menswear line, then it was very well received, so then he went on to create women's lines. But what we know him for, and he was the first designer to take on racy advertisement. If you remember Brooke Shields, nothing comes between me and my Calvin Klein jeans.
Most recently, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, I was going to say.
being compared to Mark Wahlberg,
Right,
even.
Mark
What?
Uh-huh.
Well, right.
I think Mark Wahlberg's going to have a thing or two to say about that. I'm just saying.
But you know, he has this whole take on image and idolization, and so his colognes are called Obsession, and,
Yeah.
you know, Escape, and so that's
Yeah.
what Calvin Klein's really known for.
Okay.
Okay. The next designers are a little bit different.
Yes. Okay, so the last 2 we're going to talk about, Vera Wang, who I love. She was born in 1949. Her mother was a translator. Her father owned a medicine company. She wanted to be an ice skater. She was a figure skater,
Really?
actually.
Okay.
And so we'll talk about her designs in a second, but there's a heavy like ice skating influence. She was the fashion editor for Vogue America for 16 years, and she got that position when she was 22 years old. She went on to design for Ralph Lauren, but then she created her wedding gown line, and there's that whole ice skating kind of crystal-y stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
And she
Okay.
has other lines, Vera Wang lines as well.
Okay, that really explains it. That makes a lot of sense that
Yeah.
that sort of like ice crystal-y style would
Yeah.
work its way in.
Absolutely.
Considering what her first ideology of a career would be.
That's right.
It's
And
fascinating.
who else did we see there?
The last one was Karl Lagerfeld. He's quite controversial, but absolutely fabulous. What I love about Karl Lagerfeld, he had a lot going on in the 80s. He didn't really have any professional training, but he got it. And so these designers picked up on him. Pierre Balmain made him his assistant back in when he was 17 years old. He was the head of Fendi Design House. He was the art director for Chanel. He has his own line, but he makes controversial statements and does sort of controversial things. And so what he's known for, he himself is an iconic figure. He has Karl Lagerfeld stores now, but he was the first to take adult porn stars and strippers and make them models.
Really?
And
Okay.
He used real fur in his clothing lines, and he was the first to get pied by PETA. And
Wow.
he makes controversial statements
Yeah.
about people still today. So he's
Yeah.
very relevant. He's very talented, but he's got that controversy attached to
Got a
him.
little bit
Pushes
of an
the
edge.
envelope.
Little
All
bit of an
right.
edge.
Who's your
Yeah.
favorite designer?
Well, Coco Chanel.
Okay.
I mean, if you own anything Chanel, you have a special little treasure.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Fantastic. All right,
Thank you
guys.
for asking.
Well, for more on your history lesson of fashion, head over to casa.com. We'll have links to Jamie's website there. Jamie, thanks for coming in. We'll see you next week.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right.